Hello? Hello, does this work now? Oh my god. Okay, the music is not okay, good. Please, God, please work. Uh-oh. Hello?
Hey.
Hello? Oh shit.
Greetings back to Night City.
Right, this is definitely Cyberpunk world. Turn that off, stop myself here. Too much power. Okay, I think that's better now. Red light? What the hell follows the law? Oh yeah. Yeah. Hopeum. Hopeum, Stoic. Hopeum.
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 Hope.
CDPR is totally not gonna lie to us again, right guys? Nah.
It'll take another decade for 2 to come. No.
They said in 6 years.
Oh lordy.
I mean, that's not bad.
I know, but will anybody care in 6 years?
I hope so.
I don't know.
No, because they're gonna have like Witcher projects like to tide them over. So what's coming up first is Witcher 4 and a bunch of other stuff.
Have 5.
And Cyberpunk.
You
So
can't force a 6 on me.
yeah.
Sir.
Hello, sir. Sir. Who was saying sir, sir? Who's that, Jams? Where's Jams? What the? What the?
Got something that'll keep you wet, but
See, plus, what's important now is we got Pokemon news, man. Pokemon.
I know. The customizations look amazing.
Dude.
Ever sharpen snazzy.
Lexi can finally have her red hair.
I know, right?
Well,
I could finally have my blonde hair. Wait.
in my humble
Hey,
part.
you could finally make your bimbo.
Kako.
Pokemon.
Okay.
So what brings you here?
Have some outstanding biz to settle. Remember Sandra Dorset?
I don't forget such things.
Give me my money.
Here is your reward.
Yeah.
It comes with a fairly ample bonus.
3,380.
They'll weave you a dermal imprint.
Oh, in the Faraf giraffe? Faraf giraffe?
What? Rapper the rapper?
Fira giraffe? Faraf giraffe?
Farah Ferocity Giraffe?
Yeah, no, it's the giraffe Pokemon.
Is it like an upgrade from Girafarig? Or is it completely unrelated?
Yeah, it's a new variant.
Oh. Oh no, variants are getting into Pokemon too. No.
No.
They're monster hunterizing it.
Its old tail that like was its own head.
Tail as old as time.
Instead of like it's like he wears like a hood now.
His tail like a hood.
Yeah, it's like his tail like is eating his head now, but it looks like a hoodie or something. It's
That's a little messed. That's a little messed. Is it cute at least?
Yeah, I mean it's decently cute.
Yay, decently cute. That's a win.
Oh,
That's a
what the
cyberpunk win. Meaning it's barely passable. Right. Let me push up the Discord voice a little bit. Get better.
Huh? Do what?
Just pushing up our little Emojicons. There we go. Supply for new chrome. Haha. Oh, haha. Oh, what? What? She didn't give me a bonus. What is she talking about? She lied to me. How dare? How dare? How dare her?
How dare thee?
How dare she? We. Ooh. Why am I not wearing
I
that?
was so.
Huh?
Me and my partner manager might have thought of a way to be able to,
Keep your name,
yeah,
which is.
spelling it just like I have it now.
Got it.
And the reason why,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah. Only reason
The reason
why.
why is he's been running it through like search algorithms,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
he just like running the name by itself,
Yeah.
and it doesn't pick up because it's segmented by the underscore.
Oh.
And so he said like that could be a way you could do it. And he even asked me in the first place, he's like, why'd you even start using it like that?
Yeah.
And I said, oh, I did it because it makes a little face. I thought it was cute.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, there you go. It's like that could be something you could even run with it. I was like, oh, okay.
There we go. There we go. Do it. Start today.
Start today. Start today.
Start today. Do it while I'm at work so I can watch you while I'm at work.
No.
Do it. Do it.
Now.
You know you want to.
Do it.
It's time for the return.
Do it. That's right. Of the new and improved Stoic.
No, it's stop. Hey. Because that's the face, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you see, look, even the face is stoic, man.
Exactly.
Blinding eyes.
I don't know, or that, or it's like in a constant state of shock, so I don't know.
Perfect. Shock and awe, baby.
Oh no, it was an accident. She would have ended up a complete goner if Cassidy hadn't come to the rescue. Wow. Why can't I romance Panam as a female? Why? Why are they limiting me? She is the best female character in this entire game, arguably. Judy's cool and all, but Panam saves your ass so many times, and is like badass and like, you know, awesome. Why can't I have Panam? Stoic, why can't I have Panam? Why can't I have Panam, Stoic?
Why can't you?
As a female character, Stoic.
Oh, they're forcing what love interest you can and can't do.
Yeah.
Hey, did I do something to you?
Did you do something to me? Yes, you were born, you stupid NPC. Oh god, this guy.
What have you got?
For you, girl, best the Night City has to offer.
And that would be...
The most no-respect, geeked out, turned up virtue you ever seen.
You ever
Man,
saw
I'm talking like transcendental.
Where's it
Transcendental.
from? You got a license for exclusive distribution in Night City?
Come on, man. Ain't nobody bothered with that shit.
Wow.
Know why? Because the stuff I got's way too legit to be legit. Feel
Too
me?
legit to be legit. Wow. I'm not buying that. I know where that quest leads, and I'm not falling for that one again. Because I never fell for it in the beginning. No, I'm not spending 16,000 for like a quest that like screws me over. No,
it's not complete playthrough.
No.
There's a bunch of dog shit.
Dog shit.
Yeah, dog shit.
Oh, dog shit. I thought I said duck shit. I like duck shit. Like what? Oh wait, that's Takamoto's quest. Talk to Nyx. Which was the one that I wanted to do? Oh, what's this? Talk to Johnny. Why do I have to talk to Johnny over there? Oh, here we go. This is a nice one.
That guy. How'd you rate his chops?
To my untrained ear, sounds alright, I guess. Easy listening, at least.
Know why? Technique's second rate. But the feeling, that's what counts. Guy's hurting, got something he can't take, and it shows. Could stand a little more stage presence. Fingering's all wrong, loses the tempo more than he keeps it, but not bad.
Really know how to give a guy a compliment. That how you got your start? Street busker with big dreams.
Don't make me laugh. No time for playing my way to the top.
The guy playing is like, this chick is talking to herself. Why?
Being at the top can be worth it. Wanna shake the world, you know? World's gotta feel you first.
And you pay for it. You spend your lyrics laying waste to the big record corps. Who's gonna sign you then? But give up your ideals, and no amount of eddies can buy them back.
True.
All right, princess. At least you played some gigs. Saw those memories of yours.
True. Played where we could.
Oh, he has earphones on, so he won't be picking me anyway.
Clubs. Had an audience from the start. Some recorded our stuff, didn't even know who we were.
Ooh, mean to say I could get my hands on some old samurai bootlegs? I'm gonna find those tapes. I'm gonna shriek like a little fangirl anytime you open your mouth. Happy?
Just you fucking try.
Jokes aside, think those tapes still exist after all these years?
You know, Rainbow Cadenzas not far from here. Club we played till the band fell apart. Great spot. Place for people with
So here's a question for you, Stoic.
Maybe they'll know something.
Is the Johnny is the Johnny Silverhand I'm talking to the original Johnny Silverhand? Or is it just an AI programmed to think just like him, but it's not him at all?
Good.
Oh, answer your question. I want to start a philosophical talk because this is what
Pretty sure they.
this is what I remembered loving about this game is about the philosophy of so many
Fucking
things.
Consumerism wins the day again.
Would it be the same
Wait for the
person,
other team.
or would it
This
be
is why you don't bring back
like
fallen
a completely different, entity?
Later they're gonna say
with-
the thing they fought for is Turkish.
It depends if you even consider it to be a person in the first place.
Right, that's true too.
So
That
do you
is-
consider Johnny to be a person in his current state?
Do we consider AI to be personalities, right? Essentially.
And if you don't, what would an AI have to do to be considered a person?
No,
That's true.
About bootlegs from
That is
the
so
Rainbow
true.
Cadenzas days.
Well, you
I'd
see,
say,
an AI you can
samurai
interact
stuff?
with and communicate with,
Samurai.
I think, and like affect the
That
judgments
ugly
and
red face
decisions
on
of.
black? Yeah, even I know that.
Even though it's just an AI,
Old
I
guy
think that's a
comes by here
person,
sometimes,
an
right,
entity
yes,
at
sir.
the very least.
Spends the whole time yakking with his psychopath
Because
friends.
what are
happen
we
to know
but
where I could find them?
just a processing
You can
system
find
also
him living
conducted
back
by
in the
electricity?
2020s. But besides that, he's out there at the market.
Well, I think it's the I think it has to do with like free will and not
What's it sound like?
pre-programmed responses.
Organic strawberry.
True, but
Like
our
if you could,
Mhm, go ahead.
if you could prove that an AI could like formulate its
Dusty
own
indie band.
like
No one's heard of a single one of them.
answers to a question,
Free. Thanks.
because like there's a lot of things about an AI that could. I mean, this is literally the Turing test. It's like proving consciousness and disseminating between like a human being and just a robot responding to you. Like so like as the judge, we are the judge. We're talking to you.
Heard I can get some decent.
Because even now, like as I talk to you now,
We got Cartesian.
you can't really
Uridine
definitively
stuff,
discern if I'm even a
tainted
real person or if I'm just a
Any
AI that's been hanging out and
What are you
talking
talking
to you
about?
for
You're the only real person in this world. We're all like
Never fade
engrams and
away.
constructs.
Dancing
Here
with
to
my
entertain you.
axe, chipping in. You
when I
name
just
it.
have I have like the slow mo like double heartbeat.
Silverhand was one
My
true
God.
messiah of rock.
What?
I'd pound them records
It's
out
like,
like
yes, Stoic.
candy if I could. But a guy's
You're
got
the
been
only
dead the
one
whole
who's
time.
alive. Yeah.
That's right. You've been dead the whole time. What?
I found Silverhand's biggest fan.
But no, I mean, because like
Proud of it.
this is actually a perfect. You know, if we were to get like, if we could get to the point where we could create like a speech bot that could
And
enunciate without any kind of like,
Fire!
you know,
Guy shook the
initial
foundations of the
reactions of like, because
corporate world.
you can listen to like a speech bot and
Guy
kind
was ideal.
of know right away that it's
doesn't
clearly
matter.
a
He was also
Yeah.
kind of a
a
terrorist.
speech bot because they just haven't got that technology
Blaze way
down yet
down
where
the
it can
rebel
like
path.
enunciate in a way that isn't
Now looking for
completely
the real
robotic.
deal.
Yeah.
And if we can get to that point, that's when the Turing test will become even
Bootlegs?
harder because then,
Samurai's first gigs.
like, really, you're just gonna have to discern between. Like,
First,
I think
you've
what
got no idea what you're
I don't know if you
asking
could program this
Not
into
if you're so-
an AI, but
so
it's actually
chilled
like
about it.
the little faults in
Don't know
us
how
that
you found out about that
Right.
keep you in,
but
yeah,
forget
that like
it. Not
solidify
gonna
the
give 'em to
uncanny
the first
valley.
gonk off the street.
Because like just like when you look at a 3D animation, no matter how good the 3D animation gets,
Poser.
there's just not
everything
enough
there is to know about
faults in
Go on.
the
Impress
creation
me.
itself to like
Nobody told
discern
Barry
it
the last
from like
time they met.
reality and something that's
Fuck
created.
this band.
Because there's
Not
just so
your
many
crowd,
little divots
not
and
your
like
noise.
imperfections
Do your own thing.
in us,
Yeah,
even in our
sure.
speech and stuff
I
that I
can
don't know if
think
you
of
could
a
ever really
million
replicate.
conversations they had.
Um,
There were no
and then so
witnesses.
to the point of like personhood, it's like
With the first
I guess if
gonk off the street, know what they
if you were to
call
believe in
our
like a
prophecies.
creator for us humans,
They
then you
say
can kind of discern the same
guard
way,
training
or you
doesn't
could
make
like
that
you
line.
could back up the claim
ghost
of
of a man
well,
split
no
in
matter
two, get
what you do to an AI, it's
Nobody remembers
it's always
the
going
ghost
to
is
be
John.
human made.
All right.
And
I'm
so
impressed.
like when you see those
Getting someone
Japanese
from
AI
Socket to
bots
tell
and
you
stuff
that.
at expos,
You're not
and they're like, oh my
joking.
god, look, it's
You're
answering
really
blah blah
a
blah blah.
Silverhand
And they're
fan.
like, this is spooky. Well, in reality, it's just it's following a set program
The
that
other
was
kids
created
were
by
learning
somebody
from
else,
crayons.
and it's acting on
already
that
had Chippendale
programming.
down by heart.
So it's like, could you really, even
Well
if
said,
it is
kid.
in a sense
Getting
coming
a
up
little
with the
misty-eyed. You're all right.
answer on its own?
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's like it needed
Gotta educate the
somebody to program that
Maybe
into
you'll find
itself for
something
it to.
special
It
under
didn't
the
just
table.
pick it up on its own.
Come on.
Okay, counter argument.
Have at it.
Counter argument. The instinct that we have that was generated over millions of years of evolution, hundreds of millions of years of evolution, and it's coded in our DNA. Okay,
Mhm.
so, and I have to argue that our free will is constrained by our biological needs. It is constrained by biological needs. We have a set amount of options depending on our current state and of biological state. So it's not in essence true free will. In a sense, it's more like it's still our body still dictates what we do. So because it's been found out, right, that our brain makes the decision before we're even conscious about it. Like all decisions have already been made before we even think about it, like before it gets into our conscious thought. So we can argue then, is that really free will if you're not even conscious about what your brain's actually doing?
Well, I
Right?
think it's because you can push past that like
could.
initial resistance.
But
So I
so
think that's
can-
what makes us different.
But so can AI.
I don't know if it can though, because like we program it
Yeah.
to not be able to do that.
True.
So I guess if it could break that barrier
Yeah.
and then start computating on its own, then yeah, then we
And
can
that-
start bringing up the conversation. But
Yeah.
the fact that it has like, because like we have an X factor that we probably will maybe never be able to discover, but there's just something in our mind that like makes us different than any other creature on this planet. That's allowed us to elevate ourselves beyond any other
arrogance.
creature. Yeah.
Arrogance.
And so that X factor is like what makes us uniquely human, because like any other factor that you would attribute to like, because then you're getting into a discussion of like consciousness, and that's a fucking huge can of
Much
worms, because
appreciated.
it's so hard to
Take it.
That's why like when people get uppity about like
Silverhand.
the trans debates or the sexuality debate and stuff, it's like you can't even prove your own consciousness really. So it's like, how could you prove definitively that somebody could feel a different way than what they're presenting, right? And so
but look at that.
that's what's tough about this conversation really, is that like what makes a person, because there's a great game that focused on this too called Soma, and it was like the idea of like
standing there.
like what makes a person, because there's this company that created this device that basically allowed you to rip out the soul, quote unquote, of a person and then superimpose it into a machine.
Sounds like what happens in this game.
I'm sure it happens, yeah, no doubt.
Like what happened to this guy right here.
Yeah, especially as you augment yourself further and further. Like Adam Smasher is a perfect example. He's basically
60 years.
completely cybernetic, but there's still a human part of him. It's like
the damn facade.
or something. He has a bit of humanity left in him somewhere. But at what point, like, I don't even know how they were able to like quantify that, right? It's like because that's the discussion of like what makes Soma like really delves deep into like what makes you human, because the whole idea is that you're like a dude in the present day and you're like having these like weird side effects or ailments and you're like feeling really bad. And
Well,
so
no,
you sign
because
up
he
for, like,
has
this-
what do you call this? He had brain cancer.
and so he goes and gets that. Yeah,
he
does like an
tries-
experimental. Yeah, and then it like thrusts him to the future.
Yeah, he wakes up and he's in the future already.
Right, and then you find out, like, well, spoiler alert for everybody. Okay, so and then you find out later, like halfway through the game, that he's. Well, I was trying to give it a second, so if they wonder, that like halfway through the game, you find out that he's in a machine, like he's in an android body, and so,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. And so, which you should have probably been able to discern like right away. It's like, how the hell was he like thrusted into this like dystopian future?
Yeah.
But it's like a big like turning point in the story, because the whole time he's being like guided by seemingly this other human, which ends up being an AI, to basically launch this arc that's basically like a digital heaven or digital paradise that gets sent into space and stuff, because there's like a second meteor coming or whatever. It's gonna like destroy the whole planet again. But in the meantime, like in the interim where you're like running away from, is like there's this rogue AI that basically starts infecting all of the facility, starts like taking people's souls and like throwing them into machines. And throughout the entire game, you're put into these situations where you have to like kill people, kill these machines, and do so. And like there's one where like you reroute some wires, and the woman like starts reacting like she's being tortured and shit. But it's like she's like a fuse box basically.
Yeah.
And then it's like the whole thing is supposed to bring it into question, like what definitively like makes you a person is like there's so many factors. It's like, is it consciousness? It's like, well, that's hard to define consciousness. Is it like to feel pain? Is it to like be able to learn? There's really all we can really get it down to is the soul, but it's just you can't really.
I know how. Do you like Anya?
Hey,
If
do you
yes,
like
you're a person. If no, oh my god,
right?
it's a
You
cyborg.
Yes, cyborg.
It's a Terminator. Come to kill us all. But it's a horrible taste.
Horrible taste. So I don't know. It's tough. Like you have to. Because the problem with like getting to the point where we're discussing if like AI has personhood is then you have to get into the discussion of like rights and and abuse and stuff like that. And
Just shouldn't be allowed to hunt down like AIs, like we do with dolphins and whales. Bastards.
well, I don't know how we'd be able to do it, but if we could discernibly like find a way to rip our souls out and put them into machines and AI, I mean, it's like that would, you know, in a sense, be the next level of human evolution, which would make sense on our kind of like when you look at the course of humanity. It's like we've the driving force of our evolution has been like innovations in technology. And so, like, it would only make sense that eventually we would become technology ourselves.
Yeah, but I would like to argue that once we become technology, that's the end of us as a species completely. We can't even consider these new forms anywhere near us because they're just machines.
Well, see, but that's what brings into the question of, like, being a human. Right? It's like, just because we take maybe a different, like, physical form, it's like, do you think the physicality is a major driving force of, like, what makes us human?
Oh, see, what I do is I don't even consider. So, for me, personhood is separate from humanity. Personhood, like, just like, you know, like when we meet an alien, those aliens could be persons, right? They can be people, but they're not human. Right? That's the same thing that I find with AI. If AI reaches a point where we can consider them persons, yeah, they'll be people, but they're not humans. They are AI, they are machines, they are artificial constructs. So they will be just like any kind of intelligent being. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
also, do you think that, I mean, well, is that something that, like, you feel like you would mourn? Like, would you mourn the death of humanity?
Yeah. If we go to that route, then we're gone. I personally think humanity is lost, and then machines with human personalities arise. But we are no longer there.
Much like how we, you know, evolved from like Neanderthals and like neo-humans and stuff.
Because we kicked them. Like, we didn't evolve from a Neanderthal stuff. We kicked their asses.
I'm sure some. I mean, I could probably point out, you know, some that probably came from Neanderthals.
Oh no! We've commingled with Neanderthals, but for the vast majority, we essentially outcompeted them. That's why they kind of just.
But that's what I mean. Is so like, but you know, either way, we've evolved. Like we looked very different, like long time ago. It's like. Why are you to say that, like, if we were to go all digital, that we wouldn't still be humans?
Because there's a difference between biological evolution and technological evolution, right? It's essentially
okay. Well, what if in the pursuit of like technical like integration into our bodies, that somehow it creates a like biological like entity out of like like what if we get to the point where
like
we're
the Fallout 4 kind of synths, where they're essentially they only have like one synth component, but everything else is biological, but they're still considered artificial because they're created.
Night City.
Or like if we get to the point where you can like it, I guess synthetic would be probably the best way to, or a cyborg, or like just in some way, like we get to a point where we can still like
the machines start creating their own artificial humans out of organic material, right?
Yeah.
And are able to basically reconstruct humans from the ground up as they were, like, you know, like organically.
Well, assumedly, I would say it would probably, I feel like it would be more or less like a virus that would just get out of control and just adapt itself over and over again until it maybe took on our form. But it would be born out of like some kind of, you know, infusion of like man and machine. Like just some kind of new super, you know, whatever bug or virus that just
like the green ending of Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's a reason I chose the red one.
And just after the
where it just takes our form and then kind of like assimilates, basically like the Borg.
Yeah, but there's a reason why I chose the red ending.
Yeah.
I blew it all up.
I blew it up.
I killed all synthetic life.
because it just depends that like, because the reality is like we've proven that like even though that we would be the ones to start that new evolution chain, it's like we've already proven that like we can't trust ourselves, and like more so than not we're eventually going to destroy ourselves anyways.
Let's
see
make
what's
something
good.
clear.
Take your pick.
Not that we can't trust ourselves. We can't trust Floridians. That's about it.
Right. One's from Florida.
Those guys from Florida, man, nothing but trouble.
Because it's like, if you wanted to, like, if we could, definitively, prove that, like, us going down this tech path and stuff would still keep, like, a semblance of our humanity, whatever it is, the soul or whatever. It's like, it would almost behoove us to go down that route, because it would almost guarantee, like, the eternal preservation of humanity versus just like trying to keep pursuing the valuable flesh bags that we are now, right?
Excuse me, I'm not valuable.
Right.
I'm highly malleable and fallible, but I'm not. What was the third word that you said?
Because it's like, I don't know. It's the fact that we've made it so far is.
I don't want to become a machine.
Seems more,
because that's not gonna be
I
me.
would.
No, because you're gonna You're gonna be dead.
We don't know that though. Like you can like you're making assumptions. I know we've had this discussion before.
So,
like,
if
we don't even
I
have
make
the
a clone
technology.
of you, is that
This
you?
wouldn't be a clone. This wouldn't
Yeah, it
be a
would be,
clone. Though. But the idea of like what like Soma, for example, it's not a clone. That's not how what they argue. They argue that they took the person's soul and like put it into this robot.
But how
So
do
like,
you?
and that's what whatever the essential goo that makes you.
Yeah.
Besides like your physical, it's like it's put into this bot, and it's
No.
like it is you.
No.
You're just not.
No.
Because you're basing everything too much off of like an aesthetic thing.
No. So that's not what Soma's about. Soma's literally about taking your brain's data, like datafying all your brain, just your brain, datafying all your brain, and uploading it to, like, a server and then into a machine later on. So it's just like the classical sense of uploading your memory and stuff. So the way it presents it is a little bit poorly, because you can see your consciousness moving, right? But at the very end, spoilers for everybody, at the very end, you do one last transfer over to the Ark, that Ark thing that they had. You and that doctor do a transfer, like supposed to transfer. So what ends up happening is you do succeed with the transfer, but your consciousness, as per your gameplay, stays on the defunct, dying platform, while the Ark, you can see the Ark fly off. So your consciousness does not transfer to the being that is now in the Ark. And what your companion says is, yeah, isn't this beautiful? Like, now, like, we can rest easy knowing that they will have a good chance at life and blah blah blah. And so your character is going like, wait, why am I not in there?
Yeah. And then it goes black.
Exactly.
And he starts cussing around because he's like strapped in the chair. Which is like, why the hell would you? It's like, well, I mean, they must have known like whoever they were going to get to pull the trigger was going to be unknowing that.
Yeah.
They were going to get left behind.
Yeah. Exactly.
So maybe that's why. Because it's just like, why else would they have you like strapped up to it so heavy?
Exactly. Yeah. She knew what she was doing.
All good.
Well, they all knew, because
except for
that was made.
Except for the character. Yeah.
Yeah. They made that obviously before everything went to shit. So like, they knew that somebody was going to have to get physically left behind.
Yep.
Okay. Well, so then. So I mean, because we're basing this conversation off Soma rules. Is like, what if we could create some kind of device that would definitively like rip whatever goo makes you.
But we don't
and
even
put it
know
in
if
you.
a soul exists.
Well, no, but like this, obviously we're in like La La Land. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking. Let's say we figured it out. Like we found the soul gene inside you. and
I
it's
mean,
like,
yeah, if we find the soul and we can transfer that, then yeah, that should be you because that's your soul. But again,
So like, your only argument is like if we're in the sense of like just copying what.
yeah, if we're just copying whatever's in the brain, then that's not gonna be you. Like in the physical world that we live in right now, all we can do is copy the data that's in the brain. But that's not necessarily, I mean, that's just a copy, right? That's literally just a copy. You're essentially making a clone of yourself, like a synthetic like artificial intelligence clone of yourself. It's not gonna be you. When they transfer that clone, and when they create that clone, your consciousness will not go to that clone. It's a literal clone. It's like Dolly the sheep, the lamb. That's all it's gonna be. It's gonna have, it's gonna have your memories and your, ideas and motivations and stuff. But that, again, that's just your carbon copy.
Right.
It's
Well,
not-
so you're
yeah.
saying like, you're saying like, let's say you're about to die or whatever, and you're given that option that you wouldn't take it.
So here's the catch. I will take it. Because even though if I was dying, I would take it. Because even though I would be dead, and I would be knowingly dead, because I also believe in the afterlife, but even if I don't believe in the afterlife, even though I would be dead, I'd be leaving something behind for my loved ones to be able to enjoy and cherish. They would never know that that's not me. They would never ever know. Especially if it's done discreetly, they would never ever know that that's not me. Because it would be exactly me. Like, it would be my perfect clone.
Oh, you're talking about like full on like full body clone.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was speaking just to like
Just AI?
maybe, like, I guess, yeah, just something.
Well,
to
yeah,
interface
no, I
with,
would leave
not-
that behind too. Like, because,
Yeah.
give that entity a chance to experience life. I mean, even though mine is done, I mean, might as well if we have that opportunity. Now, if I had some, like, what do you call this? If it depends too. If I have some underpinning, like, dark, like, elements about me that I think, oh, maybe, this this wouldn't be a good idea to leave behind, then no, I wouldn't do it. But this just depends on, like, how dark, like, that thing is.
That's the other problem with it too, is like, how would, I mean, maybe they'll figure it out one day, but just like the complexity of like how, because everything is interconnected, not just like, there's so many X factors that like cause you to like say what you want to say, do the things you want to do, like decision making. It's like to just be able to somehow quantify that into like a downloadable. It's like, how could you even definitively be sure that the you that you're creating would even like act like you and not just kind of take your preconceived, like, maybe base ideals and then just go a completely different path, you know what I mean?
But that's
then,
that's the thing, right? If you embrace the idea of complete freedom, you should be okay with that. Because then you should, like, be allowing the entity to live on and make its own decisions, right? If you are true to embracing freedom. Now, for me, an active authoritarian, it's like having a little bit of control with my decisions. So if there's any part of me that I think would be a danger to anything in the future, then I would say no. I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't risk it at all. Because, like, if there's any dark side to my personality that I think, oh, if I'm not, and I'm, being an egoist that I am, thinking that only I control my feelings, if I leave that to another entity that I don't know, because I won't know that entity, right? Then I would say no. It all depends. It all depends, right? Like, it all depends on how well you know yourself and how for me at least, like what your values are. Like if you value like the idea of freedom, then yeah, you should be fine with it. Because anything that I mean, even though, you know, if it does something bad, then your legacy is kind of tainted. For someone who actually believes in the true, like, you know, like the true idea of freedom, that should be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a risk either way. 'Cause the thing is, like, we're all, like, our capacity to do evil is all pretty equal. It's just how
some more
some
than
of us,
others,
like, well, I think the capacity is the same for everybody. It's the willingness to actually do it that's the difference in the ability to resist doing it. Because I guarantee that, like, no matter how stoic and resilient you may think you are, there has to be some scenario that would cause even you to snap and become like a, you know, genocidal maniac like all the ones before us, right?
Yeah.
Like there has to be something, and it might not be something we can even like quantify or think like right off the
Anya's not good. You take that back, you asshole.
That's
like, like what the
well,
hell?
and so and that's the scary factor for me is like having something like uncontrolled in that way.
Yeah.
It's also giving something like power in that sense too.
Yeah.
That like, and I think that's probably will ultimately like.
So welcome to the authoritarian club, Stoic.
Yeah.
No, it's not even the author. It's basically the cautious side of us all that wants to, you know. Makes sense because you don't want to be responsible for bringing out an entity that does great harm.
Yeah.
Potentially. But at
Well,
the
I guess
same
it just
time,
depends on,
you are stifling the potential good that entity could do.
Here we are. Guess I just gotta wait.
So you have to kind of weigh the risks and rewards.
Sure, yeah. Because I truly believe in like I love Joker's like the whole thing is his iconic statement of that he says to Batman, where it's like the only difference between me and you is one really bad day. And it's like I think that's so true in a lot of ways because, and honestly, that's the thing is, I find
Didn't go into a whole lot of detail, no.
I find in a sense, like well-adjusted people even scarier than people who are outwardly,
I'll tell you more inside. Get
you know, antagonistic because they're the ones that can just like sneak up on you and stuff if they just like snap one day. That's honestly, if you wanted to live your life in fear, that would be the easiest people for me to be afraid of.
Why do you think I'm living indoors forever now?
And follow him. I want to see the light in that motherfucker's eyes go out.
Whoa. Why?
Yeah.
And I think it's even scarier too is like coming to the realization that like no matter how good you might think you are, it's like there might be something that, you know, who knows, you could snap one day.
Rather know what I'm getting.
And that scares me too all the time.
Stevenson murdered my wife.
You know,
they convicted him.
I mean, unfortunately, I've been through enough strife in my life so far that like I haven't snapped yet. So it's like, damn, if there is something that would make it happen, it's like it'd have to be pretty fucking huge.
Could have prepared better knowing that.
You know what it is?
No one else needs to die today, only him.
Cinema roll
Who's
melting
his entourage?
on screen.
They gonna be packing?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Once we scare them, let them know we're serious, they won't lift a
They
finger.
take away the Mexican pizza from Taco Bell again.
No.
Corporal
One time was
got him out of the can.
close.
They'd
Death to the corporals.
their own skin.
Right.
Just don't fire at them.
Couldn't shudder it a second time.
Plan sounds half-baked. Honestly, don't like it.
What's that supposed to mean?
First up, don't execute in public. Don't need an audience.
I like my overlay.
Second, they could
I
get
like
away.
my Cyberpunk overlay a lot.
I spent my life savings on this.
Good.
That's them. Step on it.
Wait. Ooh, oh. Wait, the cops? The cops are the ones we're trying to kill?
Stay on him. Don't let him get away.
Why? Oh god. Oh god. Why? Why? Why are you programmed to get in my way? Police officer ran a red light. Oh, you son of a... Okay, now this guy's running at... You bitch. Why is America crazy?
Can't lose him.
Oh god. Oh god.
Fuck!
Help, police.
Please stop. I need you to die. He's like, what? No, no, no. Faster, faster, faster. Rubber banding, rubber banding. So you know what I would do? I would upload my consciousness to a Pikachu doll.
Stop the damn car! Fuck! Brake, I said! Brake!
Oh, Pikachu doll?
This is it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
A fully automated, like fully animated Pikachu doll.
Stay close. I'm gonna blow the motherfucker to bits myself.
And they're just gonna use it to, like, you know, fuck with people.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking kill him.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking kill him. It's like, well, you're taking your time.
NCPD! Stop right
That's right.
there!
Yeah, just maybe one more hug.
Lieutenant Vasquez, NCPD! Stop right there!
Oh, he's a lieutenant.
Protecting a murderer.
Drop it or I shoot!
Well, he's dead.
No, stop! Stop the killing! They're here to kill you! It's not their fault. Shoot the girl, and our deal is dead.
Vasquez, shoot!
Right. Let's just all shoot holes in each other.
Crying out loud. Fuck! We can't leave her here. Media vultures will be here any minute.
The fuck are you doing? Stop! NCPD! Stay where you are! And get that goddamn semi out of here!
Oh, this guy's a
Take her
corrupt
with
cop.
us.
What?
Oh, wait. Oh, I know what this quest is.
We've got a situation.
Oh, I know what
Somebody
this
just
quest
tried to
is.
drop our star. That psycho's out hiring professionals.
Want
it
me
was
to
only a
come
matter of
with
time.
you?
Gregor, I need
Busted
you.
an attempted hit on my guy.
You're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah.
Hey, another
One
word from
cash.
you and I am calling this
Bill
studio.
Jablonski. No
Damn,
problem.
with
ruin your
this
We're running
quest,
deep
man.
sweep, just to be sure.
Nobody.
This
and
one's a
I
fucked
mean
up quest.
Nobody.
Thanks. I owe
will
you.
harm a
No
hair
patrol
on your
car.
head.
And stay off the frequencies
I'm just,
too. Can't have this coming back.
borrowing you.
This. What a fucking mess. You drop it, dickhead.
What the hell is this?
Listened. Should have fucking listened.
What's your name?
We're clear to go. Boys from the precinct will mop up here.
First, can you tell me what the hell's going on?
Look, I can explain. Just don't go. I need you.
He needs
Okay.
me.
You don't need to tell me. My name is Joshua Stevenson. And your associate? What was his name?
I'm not telling him anything.
Already ID'd him. Bill Jablonski.
Teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom.
Wait a sec. You're V. I heard of you.
You piece of shit.
Can't say the same about you.
We can't take her. Out of the question. She's way too big a threat.
Well, I want to give her a job.
Christ on a stick.
Finally, something that isn't a complete snore fest. Could binge watch this all day.
This is a good quest, dude. It's so fucked though. What it's gonna do.
Gonna tell me what it is you want from me?
Well, this one time Rachel is right. We can't stay here. Come with us. You'll find out all you need to know on the way.
Got to object. Strongly.
Noted. But you don't have a vote here.
Oh,
That's it. Got no fucking idea what this is about. But if you don't go with them, I'm never talking to you again.
I have to go with him. I need Johnny to talk to me.
All right, I'll go with you.
Move it. We're running late.
I'm ready in.
Have you ever experienced anything that changed the meaning of existence? Changed your life?
Could say that. Sure.
Then you will understand exactly what I'm trying to do. 12 years ago, I was sentenced to prison for armed robbery and other sins. I shot and killed several people in cold blood, and it didn't mean anything to me at the time. But behind bars, you get all the time in the world to think. And I thought to correct the errors of my ways.
Why'd you shoot him?
I was holding a gun. I didn't like the way they looked at me, and I had the power to stop them.
Oh, like normal Americans right now.
Their faces just before
I have a gun. You don't
Frozen
think like
time.
me. Bang.
God, give me strength to never forget.
Hey, Kai. How does this look? I've uploaded my engram. I'm not part of the Cyberpunk universe.
Spelling mistakes you can correct, but murder's murder.
You can make amends to the families. You can lead others
I'm
away
part of
from
the
the path
machine.
of darkness.
Spill already. What do you want from me?
Stay with me for the day, and I'll pay you what you were promised to kill me.
Excuse me? With what money?
Not mine, the studio's. And the studio will pay.
Oh,
Still got no idea what it is you want from me.
Remain by my side and talk to me. That's it.
that's an easy job.
Why? Are you lonely?
Yes, I am. I truly need you.
Just till
Vasquez,
the
keep
end
an eye
of the
on
day?
them. I'm gonna stay in the car.
Till the end of the day.
Keep it short.
I sense anything
on a
going
tight
wrong.
schedule.
I'm out.
No one will force you to stay.
Okay, you're watching. Cortan Andy. It's true though. I have become the AI. This is gonna be so fucked up, man. Oh, there's so many cyber psycho sightings. Oh, hello.
Zuleika?
You're late.
I found a companion along the way.
Someone from the studio?
Do you remember what you wrote me in your last letter? She is everything you spoke of. V, meet Zuleika.
Okay.
V, pleasure.
You are a friend of Joshua's?
Friend.
It's a long, strange story.
Strips.
Mama isn't
Grandma.
back yet.
Grandma.
We can talk inside until she returns. Come in.
Hurry up. I'll be waiting outside.
Go inside, quick. What the fuck is this?
Damn it. Why did Rise
Oh.
have to be so shitty?
Oh, that's right. This is one of the. Oh, right. Oh, you'll find out what this is about.
Please, sit down.
Where do
Can I
I
offer
sit?
you anything? A drink?
Where do you want me to sit?
I'm good, thanks.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, one God. Amen.
Zuleika is the sister of the man I killed. She wrote me letters while I was doing time.
It's just like, yeah.
That is how we two were united.
It's just like my avatar
Through
guy.
forgiveness.
She does and doesn't exist.
You're the reason Joshua found redemption?
It was her letter that started everything.
I lost a brother. God gave me another.
But
Why are we here? And who are we waiting for?
Tell me, V, do you believe in God?
Uh-oh.
For all I know, there could be a higher power out there, but nobody's been able to prove it. No one ever will.
Faith is something no one but you can prove.
Just like Big Bang.
Zuleika,
And it was a lie.
have a running dispute. I was thinking you could help us resolve it.
No. I never agreed to anything like this.
I'm all ears.
Joshua, he thinks he's the Messiah and wants to end his own
That's
life.
fucked up, eh?
That is not true. I never said I was any sort of messiah.
Suicide? Do you really think that's what the Lord could ever want from you?
It won't be suicide.
I still don't get what's happening here, Zuleika.
When they put Joshua away, the scream sheets devoted space to him on page 5. But when they discovered he'd found God, suddenly he was on primetime TV.
What's wrong with using a platform to tell people about my faith and God's grace?
We are way past that, Joshua. Instead of being executed in prison, he agreed to let Braindown studio vultures record his agony as he's being crucified.
That's fucked up, right?
Ain't right.
You're right.
Why the brain dance?
That
What's
ain't
in it for
right.
you?
Right?
Zuleika transformed me into a child of God. It's time I repaid that debt. I want to bear witness to love's existence in a manner that all the lost souls on this wretched earth can understand.
Why love?
If unconditional love exists, then so must God. It's time the world was reminded of His divine presence.
In a sense,
think of the millions.
I mean, it's fucked up what he's saying,
like
but a brain dance allows you to experience what the person is feeling during that moment.
Think of the joy
So,
on Jig Street. Coked out corpos in their offices.
in his
murderers who
mind,
stalk the streets. I want
his
to
brain
reach them.
dance will
I will
give
reach
people
them.
a new perspective and maybe change
Think of
their
paid killers like you.
You know, give them some sort of enlightenment
you
and
known
change
love?
their perspective in ways.
Do you know what it is?
So that brings the argument: is his
home?
Is his way of thinking completely off the rocker? Is it?
We meet again. And who are you?
Mrs. El Amar. I have come to beg you for forgiveness.
You murdered my son. That is something I can never forgive.
Like this is his way to find repentance, but
Out of my house, now!
is it a good
go,
or
please.
bad way to do it?
Out! All of you!
We should leave. Really.
Please, Mrs. El Amar.
Murder!
Way to go, Andy.
It's okay. Just go.
Murderer.
You took my Reuben from me. My child.
Reuben sandwich.
So you can tell.
Back to the car.
This guy. So I played through this quest before. This guy really does want to repent, and because he's gonna get executed anyway, so he wants to use his death to try and change the world, so like other people won't turn out like him. So that's what he's trying to do here. So the fucked up thing about it is, yeah, he's gonna be using some strong religious imagery to do such a thing, and have people feel that pain that he's gonna be feeling when he's being crucified. So is his act
talked to Gloria?
Is his act good? Is it worthy of praise, or is it?
I thought she'd find it in her.
Is it what do you call this?
Time to grab a bite to eat.
Is it a horrible thing?
Who could blame her? It's not
Is
easy
what
to
he's doing
forgive your
like
son's murder.
wrong?
Stevens.
Because I as a Catholic
We all knew how
myself,
that would end.
If you forgive anyone,
it was disturbing to me, but at the same time,
do not forgive them. They are not
crucifixion wasn't reserved for Jesus alone. but at the same time, he's using that as the same motivation. So it's really hard. It's really hard. Like his
Really aim to spin a virtue of your crucifixion?
Ugh, yes, really.
like that whole
We kicking up a
BD.
shitstorm.
Like
Haters gonna hate.
these people in the studio are like shitbags
must
for like
do.
taking advantage of the situation
won't shake
because this is
the
gonna
world
make
to
them a
its
lot of
core
money.
and wake us from our
But this
collective
guy-
nightmare, then nothing will.
This guy seems to have like an
Take
actual,
Stevenson inside, grab us all a table.
you know,
Need a word with our stowaway here.
good reason for doing. At least in his mind, it's a good reason to do it since he's gonna die anyway.
Wait up a sec, I want to talk. So, what do you think about our next big BD star?
This person's a piece of shit. The meaning of life is so simple. Knowing that you're truly okay and that you're happy
Time's
with your life
ending,
even
Lee.
after you pass on. I think that's the answer. True. But the guy wants to leave a lasting mark for his legacy, like to see if he can change other people. I don't know, it's a hard call. Even me, I have mixed feelings
What
about
are you
this.
waiting for?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the fourth one, honestly.
Honestly, can't rightly make up my mind about him.
Let me help you out. Stevenson's a very disturbed man whose obsession with guilt is driving him to the brink of insanity.
If he's as crazy as you say, why is he so important to you?
Because Stevenson's got a little something that's in short supply, but in very high demand. That little something's called authenticity. In that brain composed entirely of cat shit at this point, he truly believes what he says.
So, again, if he truly believes what he says at that moment in time,
Time's Eddie's, V.
then
Think he might
you
be more
fault him?
self-possessed than you think.
there's so many like
shrinking better, am
existential
I?
questions, so
Both
many
just out
like
to get
important
paid.
questions that this game asks.
Stevenson could be a fat old fucking gold vein.
But this person in front of me is a
And
piece of
that's
shit.
my concern because
You're fucking with his mind, asking probing questions. You're making him doubt, and most importantly, jeopardizing my
He's an
investment.
utter piece of shit.
So I'm prepared to pay you double what he's promised you to quietly walk away.
Don't do it, V.
Let me crash on them. Then once they're done, they don't need them. Exactly.
Double money.
What are you waiting for?
my answer's no.
Why you don't understand what I'm offering you?
Understand just fine. Let's go inside.
Damn you,
Not
Keanu.
bad for a petty merc off the streets.
No, what she was telling me to do was walk away.
I know, for double money.
No, but I wanna go inside.
Let's get out of here.
Grown curious how this'll all end.
In pain and profit, that's how. One's sacred, the other's insane. Though who knows if they aren't congruous concepts. But yeah, I'm curious too. And I've been surprised before.
God damn.
Money.
So yeah, my apologies. This is gonna be pretty graphic. Oh, not this part. He's just eating right now. This is gonna be very graphic. He's eating. Oh my god.
You even think ass is going down.
Nobody's paying you to open your mouth, Vasquez.
Got a tough customer with that Vasquez. Even for a badge.
He is set in his ways, like so many men.
Vasquez. He blew inside and out.
Might as well have been born with a badge.
Must have some solid dirt on him then.
And the studio majority stakeholder's a corp. Unlike you, Vasquez would clearly mind having enemies in high places.
Okay.
Can we please talk about something besides faith? Josh, your night. Topic of choice.
I don't know. I spent years not talking to anyone.
Okay, nothing hard. What do you do to relax?
Well, let's see.
Because this guy's been
read
completely
scripture.
isolated.
I watch brain dances and movies. Did you hear about the remake of Badlands Raid?
Yeah, kicks the original's ass, trust me.
Chatter's pointless. That's enough. Stevenson can't be distracted. He has to focus now.
Joshua and I are talking, so fuck off, will ya?
That's right.
Excuse me? Realize the stakes here. Tomorrow, this guy's gonna create his masterwork. He needs to focus, keep his head in the game, and put in the performance of his
She's
lifetime.
a bitch.
There aren't any do-overs.
Joshua?
I'd like to rest now.
Perfect timing. Your job's done here. You can go. And don't worry, you'll get your fucking money.
Goodbye, V.
No. No. Not done with you.
Really well played, Dad.
What do you make of it all?
Guy just might be the biggest nut job I've ever seen, but it's still corporate exploitation. Let's get out of here.
I just feel bad for him.
We could talk in circles, but who cares what we think? What would it change? Corpse will continue to grow rich off his type, and the masses will live on with their pipe dreams.
Hang on, where's Rebel Johnny? Seem to have lost him.
Well, I found him. He's inside that guy. He's the real rebel.
Make up your mind. Which is it, nut job or Messiah?
He's fucked in the head. The world's fucked in the head. And you're fucked in the head because my fucked up head is inside it.
That's true.
Guess if you want to save the world, that's the first step. Get fucked in the head.
What do you think? God exists?
Kill me, please.
Come on, serious question.
What? Why? So you flatlined, then got your beat back. Don't tell me that's left you wondering if a construct can even be saved.
Truth is, I died and rose again. Plain and simple.
Oh, now she's implying.
So what was that? A miracle? What's it making? Messiah, a phoenix, or a factory-restored early model archer?
I got no fucking idea what it was, and neither do you.
Tell you exactly what brought you back. A clever bit of corpo tech. If there's a true Messiah among us, I'll tell you who it is. Saburo Arasaka.
Oh, he's a very worldly man.
One you'd summarily execute if you ran into him.
See, that's why I'm me and you're you. You drop to your knees before gods. I drop them, pop them right between the eyes.
Gonna tell me you don't think about being a digital psyche? Possible consequences thereof. Really? I mean, are you already dead? Or alive till the last existing digighost of you is shredded?
Hey, that's a good question.
Meaning, like, am I gonna ascend to digi-heaven?
Descent to digi-hell's more likely, but yeah. If there is life after death, is Silverhand already living the afterlife? Meaning I'm talking to his animated epitaph?
I don't give it an ounce of thought. Surprise. To me, I'm just that. Me. No netherworld, no happy wonder world, just duped digital psyches.
Oh, weird as fuck today. Just kind of unreal. But reality beckons. Come on, we got places to trash.
Wait a minute. No. Did it cut me off from that quest? It did. Ah, it cut me off from the quest. Let me see if I have a autosave. Okay, let's go back here. Because I actually want to go through that quest. So I want to see.
even think about making a break for it, your ass is going down.
Nobody's paying you to open your mouth, Vasquez.
Okay, let's
Got
do
a
that
tough
again.
customer with that Vasquez.
Blah, 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 blah.
Synthetic meat, you're in for a treat. Try ours today.
Yeah, try that again.
Originals all.
Chatter's point.
Yeah.
Relax, Rachel.
Yes, why, I don't know anything about you. How do you spend your leisure time? What do you do to unwind?
None of your fucking business.
I mean it as a serious question.
I meditate.
Really?
Great to have an outlet. Something to give you peace of mind.
True peace of mind can only come through the spirit of divine grace.
Know what your problem is, all of you? You refuse to understand that spirituality can only ever be personal. And why the fuck are you here anyway? For the free meal?
Tell you exactly why.
No, I don't give the slimmest shit what you have to say.
Wow.
Ugh, all this talk about grace and salvation and transformation. I could puke. Take it from a beady producer? Religion's an elaborate lie. All of them.
But, Rachel...
No, we're done for the day. Finish your meal, we'll put you up at the studio. And you, get lost. I'll get your fee soon.
Goodbye, V.
No!
I am truly glad to have met you.
No! I guess, okay, so that path, I guess, just leads me to, not continue the thing.
You even think about making a break for it, your ass is going down.
Why I go through the thing?
Nobody's paying you to open your mouth, Vasquez.
Blah, 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 blah.
Got a tough.
Tell me about the...
Can we please talk about something besides...
Wait, what?
Josh, your night.
What the what? That's not what I chose. My god, the machine is taking control.
Right. It knows you're cheating.
Oh no.
You fucker.
Baka baka.
Think about making a break for it, your ass is going down.
I had one job.
You to open your
One
mouth,
fucking
Vasquez.
job.
Got a tough customer.
Okay, tell me about this brain. There we go.
Brain dance. I'm curious. Tell me more.
Title's the passion. We're speaking to the LCD, of course. And it's gonna revolutionize BD.
How so?
Well, Stevenson's furlough is only so long. We can only scroll the last bit with him. But we'll fill in the run-up to the finale with BD doubles and Emobank assets.
Wow.
Feel like Stevenson, though.
How is that even possible?
Give me a break. We're part of EBM. Infinite investment in tech. Couple of years and we won't be using actors anymore. My dream of the day.
So why Josh? Sounds like you don't even need him now.
The Son of Man's agony. You can't weave it strictly out of digital thread yet.
You got what Johnny said? Yeah.
And you? Got any say in all this?
He forced the writers to go with the Christian gospel according to Luke. They'd originally opted for John.
Yes, that's important for...
John's version is crude and over the top. The Gospel of Luke speaks more to my sensibility. Besides, Luke's Christ is prepared for what awaits him. I want the world to understand that. Feel it.
So what is it you want to convey exactly?
That Christ was merciful and continues to die for the world's sins.
Chatter's pointless. That's enough. Stevenson can't be distracted. He has to focus now.
What? Does it really make me stop?
Relax, Rachel.
Yes, why, I don't know anything about you. How do you spend your leisure time? What do you do to unwind?
None of your fucking business.
I mean it as a serious question.
I meditate.
Didn't take you for one with a spiritual side. You being, well, you.
Know what your problem is, all of you? You refuse to understand that spirituality can only ever be personal. And why the fuck are you here anyway? For the free
I
meal?
guess it all ends like this for now.
Red Menace, Purple Force, it's us, guys! After making waves in Tokyo City and Paris, the next
Ugh, all this talk about grace and salvation and transformation. I could puke. Take it from a beady producer? Religion's an elaborate lie. All of them.
But, Rachel,
No, we're done for the day. Finish your meal. We'll put you up at the
Did I really
studio.
pick the wrong option?
And you, get lost. I'll get your fee soon.
goodbye, V. I am truly glad to have met you.
No.
Really well played, Dad.
What do you mean?
I wonder if it's
Guy
just
just
continued
might be the
later on.
biggest nut job I've ever seen, but it's still corporate exploitation.
Gonna
Well, anyway, if we don't ever get to the quest again, because I don't want to do that again. So yeah, he goes with the whole crucifixion thing. They record it.
kind of.
You're actually part of it,
Come on. We got.
and yeah, it's kind of fucked up. But his motivation is to spread, you know, like the
Oh shit! Not good.
oh god, like the message of salvation and love toward humanity that, you know, through the crucifixion thing with what Jesus did. So his message is like, it's that his purpose is, you know, it's praiseworthy, but I mean, because he is gonna get executed one way or the other. I don't know, it's kind of, I don't know. I don't know if he's worthy of doing such a thing. But then again, in the eyes of Jesus, everybody was worried. I mean, like worthy of being redeemed and to attempt to redeem others in the same time. Oh yeah, it's still very messed up, definitely. It's very, for me personally, it is messed up. But who are we to say that he's not worthy of doing such a role? If his purpose is to try to redeem the people who, you know, experience that brain dance, then who are we to tell him not to do so? And who are we to say that he's not worthy of that role? Yeah, it's all like so many questions. So many freaking questions. Oh no, I wanna talk to Judy. I'm gonna go sleep and like redemption to every single human being, if they were truly bad. He gave them a true honest choice even in his death. It's true. It's very true. So that's why I say, who are we to say that his, in truth, us saying his actions are messed up, it's probably due to the fact that, you know, in some way, at least for me personally, I feel like, who is this guy to think that he can, you know, like save mankind? But then again, even Jesus saw all that potential in humanity. It's like, can we really say that this is messed up then? Like, isn't this something to be praised? What's your thoughts, Stoic? I'm dragging you into this religious, spiritual, like, thing. About what? I'm dragging you into this religious religious and spiritual question.
What's the question?
So, what this guy is planning to do, getting crucified, and like the corporate side is clear, like they're exploiting the guy. They're clearly the bad ones. But for the guy going through it himself, he knows he's going to get executed, right? So he wants to, in a sense, find redemption in himself and trying to help redeem others by creating this brain dance of him being crucified, which will basically have other people feel like it's essentially a brain dance is like it's essentially VR, but you feel completely what that person felt. And so through that, he wants to convey the feelings of like essentially the same feelings that is like make people realize that that Jesus is always dying for them every day, and that in an attempt to change them. So would you consider his actions like righteous? Are they arrogant? Are they insane? Because I'm personally having a hard time coming up with an answer. Okay, says, but in Joshua's case, he's not Jesus. Yes, he can change something, but not in sacrificing his life. Like, he still could have done something instead of heading into the religious part. True. True. But he was inspired through his faith upon the action in which he would use, and he would choose a symbolic, because essentially all the citizens in Night City have lost their spirituality. Every citizen here, with the exception of a very few, have embraced full-on capitalism and lost all spirituality.
So, got a plan?
So him using religion as a vehicle to redemption for other people, I think it's kind of fitting for this place, because people have lost it, like have lost that spirituality completely. Maybe this will be the thing that brings it back, but is it the right thing to do? Is it right for him to do? Is he insane for thinking he's worthy of doing it? Is he praiseworthy for doing it or even thinking about it?
Locust pepperoni and lots of extra cheese.
Atta girl. So, I'll see you come evening?
Of course I'll be there.
And while we think about that, I got a booty call from Judy. Let's go. Pizza. Locust pepperoni and cheese. I mean, that's gonna be our future, dude. We're gonna be eating bugs. No. We might as well get ready. No. We're gonna be eating bug. Honestly, we've been talking about like how what do you call this? Unmanageable this whole meat obsession is, and how unfeasible it is to keep it up. Mark my words, man.
Oh, sure. If our population keeps growing, yeah, sure.
I mean, it will too. There's like nothing stopping it, other than a plague.
I should say other than a pandemic.
Yeah, but even this pandemic didn't do anything to curb the numbers. See? Nothing will stop us now. Big meteor. Ah, shit.
Eating bugs is going to solve that problem.
No, it's just like nothing can stop us now. Meteor. Ah, shit. Here we go again. I don't want to miss a thing. So it's like, Joshua, worthy of praise, arrogant, or insane?
That's the power of religion in itself. It's like there's just enough there that you can't disprove,
Yeah.
so it gives people who are willing to believe that there's a potential like out an explanation for all things to like cling on to, because even the most logical can't definitively disprove everything about it, because there's just so much of our universe that we don't understand. So for him to decide to be the, you know, the what's the word, the prophets, I guess,
The Messiah.
Messiah.
So the
Yeah.
thing is, he himself
You
said that
can't-
he's not a Messiah. He's never said he wants to try to redeem people who watch it, but he himself does not consider himself a Messiah. He doesn't have
No,
a
but-
Messiah complex, but in a sense he does.
Right. Well, and even if he did truly believe he was the Messiah and stuff, it's like on its face you can't definitively disprove him.
True.
Because
like there's no definitive proof that he wouldn't be, right? But
yeah.
At the same time, though, with how we're taught, proof is in the people who have to provide the proof are the people who are making the claims, right?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of like, you know, things that like the road you have to take to prove something that like is real. It's like there are things that like that you know, fail one of those tests and stuff. So does that mean it's not, you know, because like we can see atoms, but we can't feel atoms. We can't, unless like the process of me like on a micro scale of me like rubbing my fingers together.
Yeah,
it's like, is there some micro feeling that I'm having that is me rubbing, you know, atoms together? And so it's like, huh?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say like, so, you know, or air. We can't see air, but it does exist. It's like there's things that like there's a way that you can talk yourself around like the implicit like existence of something. So what would he have to do to prove, you know, his capability? Because if nothing else, he could just be an aid of the message itself, not even, you know, not having any kind of like discernible power in and of itself. And it's like, I guess as long as it's not used in like a overtly like malicious way, or that would like cause like chaos in the public eye, it's like, I don't know, I don't see any really harm in it, really. So like, what he's doing is like, whether he deserves praise or not, well, if he's truly virtuous, he shouldn't want praise for it.
Right.
Because he's on a holier than thou, like, you know, mission that's, you know, that doesn't matter like what he's treated as, he's just the messenger.
Right.
Because then if, you know, that honestly would be an easy way to discern like, you know, the validity of it is if the person in question would be seeking like validation, because then that would be considered a sin.
Right. Yeah.
And then that would be like, well, you know, that's pretty questionable. But if you're truly doing it with no sense of, you know, and doing it completely anonymous, and
well, I mean, he's not doing it anonymously, but like, you know,
or just in the sense of like,
it all depends on his.
Oh, it's a kid.
Yeah, that's a kid. Yeah. Let me read what Kai wrote. Did he get inspired by his faith of Jesus? Yes, and that's cool. But heading into the extent of using religion for a gain, I don't know. I think using spirituality as a brain dance would be messed up. And a very good teaching tool, I guess. No, like, so there's no question that the whole BD aspect, from his eyes, right? He's thinking that he can transfer his pain to people and have them realize, like, try to bring them their spirituality back, in a sense. Like, he's not really thinking things straight through, because of course the guy's gone insane. Like, he's a little out there now, especially like it seems like he's been alone, like in solitary for a long time, and solitary can make you really messed up. Maybe the rest of your message and then we'll continue. But definitely the corporal side is fucked up from making that brain dance. No one should ever feel the pain, Jesus said. That was his pain and only, and that pain transferred to every past, present, and future. He already knew what everyone would say, do, secretly do, and think. He knew that, but Joshua is taking it too far. But the spirituality is there, which I respect. True. Very true. The thing is, though, with people in this future completely forgetting about spirituality, right? Is it wrong for him to try and give Jesus's message a helping hand to be pushed forward to people again? Like, in that sense, like he is trying to get the word of God and faith back into Night City through his action. And so is that wrong for him to do in this way? Yeah, does he? It's a really tough question, right? Because he, like, I get the
It
fact
depends
that
on like it depends on like what his intentions are, assuming that what it's gonna drive people towards. Like, if he's just trying to stop people from like, you know, getting into debaucherous like activity, I mean, it's kind of like a case by case to discern like whether it's truly wrong to do what they might be doing.
Yeah, that's
Especially
another
when
thing,
it comes
right?
from especially when it comes from a puritist religious like ideology and view.
Yeah.
Because to like, if you were to look, if the world was to be looked through a religious person's eyes, it would be very not what it is now.
Meteor.
Yeah, you know. So,
Sodom and
but
Gomorrah.
just because they believe in a set of rules and an entity that like is
Yeah.
against these certain activities,
Yeah.
does that discernibly mean that like that person's correct? Because the idea of it too is like, you know, they say how like we're the image of God, and it's like, well, we're flawed, so who's to say that God isn't flawed?
True.
Right? It's like, but how he's portrayed is that he's this like omnipotent being that's perfect in every way.
An intelligent design, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like, but if we're in his image, then why wouldn't we be perfect?
Yeah. Like, I mean, who's to say these people are living wrong?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. That's a very good point. Like,
You know.
who's to say like people living their lives freely doing this stuff is wrong? I mean, I would say people killing people is wrong, but like, you know, people not hurting anybody, living about their day, you know, like that. Who's to say they're wrong?
Well, even honestly, like, even when it comes to like killing people and stuff, you could bring into an argument of like the good or bad of it, because like if like, setting the religious thing aside, if life comes down to purely self-preservation, if you killing that person is preserving your own being, it's like, is that truly a bad thing?
Well,
and it's
in
like,
survival,
it's a
no, it's
dangerous
a good
road to
thing.
go down, dude. Because
But
like,
yeah,
I mean, that's
exactly.
why we have systems in place to de-incentivize and stop that kind of behavior. But in a purely like, you know, just like
Natural
biological
selection shit.
sense, yeah. You know, it's like we're not too far gone from the days of like, hey, I'm stronger than you. It's like, I'm taking your shit. If you resist, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like,
Stoic will definitely take my shit because I'm weak as a baby.
Goo goo baby.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why we have like, there's like things chemically within us that make us react to like negative stimuli, and like that's supposed to be the incentive of like what can be discernibly is like good or bad. But then there's people who don't feel that way,
right?
And like freely, you know, abuse and kill without any remorse,
right?
It's like, you know, are they bad? Are they wrong? Or am I wrong for having that resistance?
Right. Oh, you say you'll be right back? Right? Oh, you walked away. Okay, see. I would say it would be wrong, yet he's in the direction of what would sway. I always had the theory of that we are the different, not personalities, but more on like the personification of what feeling, something like that, and turn that into a human. Sends you out to earth to live life and love your life and who you meet on your journey. Oh, so that's how you feel about what our purpose is. Yeah. I think for me personally, anyone who just like, you know, does not respect, because for me, human life is sacred. Because there's a what do you call this? There is a definitive, like, you know, consciousness behind it, right? Any life for me that has a definitive consciousness on it, to me, is like special. And to kill haphazardly, to snuff out that life without any reason, without any purpose, just for the sheer joy of it, that is messed up. That is fucked up. Yeah, that's fucked up. Like that there is no doubt in my mind that that is wrong. Because like, who are you to snuff out the life of that person? That person who could have potentially done something good or something bad, who knows? But who, like, why would you do that? Why would you snuff out someone else's existence? Why would you be the cause of that person's time to end here on this earth? I would never, like, that's just a horrible thought to me. I say free will was a not given but a true gift. Like, would I exactly be me if I didn't have free will? True. True. Would you be you if you didn't have free will? But do we actually have free will in the first place? Because we have the free will to go beyond our instincts and our biological needs, but we can only go so far until we start listening to our own biological needs. And our thoughts, our decisions, as has been proven already, are already like, there's already like brain activity that shows that our decisions are unconscious.
Yeah, there was because there was a creation, or there was a correction on the old saying. It was proven to be that's the old saying of taking the road less traveled. It's like you're presented with a fork in the road.
Yeah.
And it's like you make a decision. It's like, could you go back and make a different decision? And it's like, that's the whole idea of like, oh, I should have taken the road less traveled. Or, oh, I wish I could have done this. Is like, no, you can't, because there was never any other choice. It's like the choice you made was always the choice you were going to make.
Exactly.
It's like there was no other choice. So that kind of brings into question the idea of free will. Is like at any one point in time, you might be making the decision, but it was always clandestine that you would make that decision. And if you switch at the last second, it was clandestine that you did that. That's the idea
switch.
of,
yeah.
So you never truly like had, if you believe in like predestination and like, because honestly, that's the that's the crazy bit too. Because like in most religions, they believe in predestination, and it's like if you believe in that, then you can't believe in free will.
Exactly. Well,
because then you're truly never like, because you're never truly making your own decisions because it's all predetermined.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but then, that's so dangerous to like teach, honestly, because then what that tells people is like, oh, okay, well, any decisions that I make are not my fault because
right, because I had no control over it.
But here's the thing, that could be true.
Oh God, no! What the fuck did you do to that Cyberpunk?
Because it's true, and then it's like, if I decide to go, do something really, really evil, it's like, well, can I? Yeah, obviously, like socially, I'll be pinned, but like metaphysically, will I be pinned? If you truly believe in predestination.
Yes, it would still be your fault because you existed. How's that?
I mean,
how's that?
We're born into conflict.
No,
so
if predestined, predetermined destiny is a valid argument, then I can also say because you existed, your predetermined destiny cut that person's life short. So it's because you existed that this happened. So it's still your fault. There we go. There's the solution to that potential harm, right?
It's always your fault, like ultimately, because you're the one who.
No, but like there's no out for those people.
But what I mean is, like, it's whether or not that you ever had a different choice. It's that you didn't. It's still your fault, but it's that you didn't have any other choice.
Yeah, but instead of saying that, like for them feeling they can't blame me for this. No, they should be thinking, oh my God, I existed and I did this.
Oh,
you see?
Yeah.
You see? There we go.
Yeah, but I don't think that's how they.
No, that's how it should be. If you're that's the gravity of your existence. If you are into predetermined destiny, if you do something bad, you should feel super bad for existing. I said, I love playing video games because it's telling a story of someone who wants to be something. Yes, you're not really there, but you get so immersed into the adventure and that person until the end, and then it's beautiful yet tragic because you can't play video games forever. It'll be taxing. That's true. Yeah, I'm slowing down in my reaction times. I just love games like this that kind of like start off like a whole introspection of what our beliefs are, what our ideals are, what our society is going towards. That's something I really appreciate with this game, with this world that was created. Is it still buggy and shit? Yes, but I appreciate the game a lot more nowadays. Here's one thing I find interesting. After Eve ate the apple of knowledge, yes, God punished both Adam and Eve for it. He did give us free will after all. Since we've gained knowledge, heck, we were fine without the needs of clothes until we realized, oh wait, we're nude, we should cover up. During creation, we were meant to be free. It's true. Stoic. Free the nipple.
Pizza's getting cold.
Who the hell's this guy? Oh, the pizza delivery guy.
We're in the kitchen.
Who's this Tom guy? Oh, it is. Oh,
Good. Grab a seat. This is Roxanne. She's worked at Clouds longer than any of us.
oh, right. I'm setting up something here.
Oh.
Watch me be banned after this. You brought up religion in your last stream. No. I took the whole pizza. Oh my god.
Hey, nice to meet you.
When I heard what you pulled at Clouds, shit, I so regretted I was off that day.
Just eat the free pizza and then we're out of here.
We need to live freely. Take off the clothes.
Were you and Evelyn close?
Yeah, blew up in her face when she showed up back at Clouds. She was supposed to be long gone, the one who got away. But deep in my heart,
I
was glad
recognize
to
this
see her
guy.
back.
This is one of the guys I talked
Gunk
to
now.
early in the game.
Although, I will say the whole Apple thing was a
Okay, I
big
guess,
move.
but sad as
Which
hell.
one?
The whole Apple.
I mean,
That
I
was a
don't
big
even
move.
believe it's true. Wait, Apple.
You'll never get rid of the stench of the clothes.
Apple knowledge.
You drop a lot,
Oh.
don't you? What's your secret?
That was a big move. Because
Suddenly comes
honestly, like
naturally,
in the
doesn't it?
infinite of time,
Odd.
eventually
Given
they
how
would have
much
eaten
work
the
I gotta
apple.
put into it.
So it's just based on like probability.
Hello to each other? Revolution.
So like that was such a
itself.
dick move to even like, because his whole idea was like, oh, because in reality when you
I
think about
modified
it,
the behavioral chip.
when you look at it from
It
the
can
outset,
equip
it's
any
like he
doll with
basically
a
was just a
motor
kid with
reflex
an
system.
ant farm,
In other words,
and he's just
make
like,
the
let's
doll
see if they'll
move
go
and
into
fight.
this unknown place, and if they do, I'm gonna punch them,
Fascinating.
even though I'm putting out the
One
parameters.
can learn while tuning fake orgasms for the moxes.
I'm gonna cause millions of eons of suffering and strife over,
You'll air it out later.
you know.
And that's why I believe that organized
Fine. I'll
religion
sit by the window.
is not the correct
The body will
answer.
react as if executing a well-trained
Because
series
to
of movements.
truly
Already tested it
follow
out on Tom. Chip's impulse is to plant
Christianity
any natural
would be to
reflexes,
follow
so it'll make
everything in
users
the
feel like
Bible,
they're
because that's supposed to be the word of God.
cyberpsychosis.
There's some fucked
But
up
it's
shit in the
basically the
Bible.
same as when we activate ourselves for a client.
There's some fucked up shit in the Bible.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I believe there's a higher power, but it's not what we
What's up
think
with you?
it is.
How we-
don't lie.
how
in
we've
just
interpreted it,
executing
hopefully.
movements.
Or how we've
There are
interpreted it, yeah.
Split-second processes that happen. Logistics, decision-making,
I just don't think
result of years of
our
practice.
human minds are even
Doubt
capable
your
of
chip's
understanding.
capable of compensating for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
I think he put the
But I
apple
don't
there as
know
a
another
teaching
way.
tool of every action will have
Alternatives
fun.
intend
True,
to
but why put it there when you're supposed to create a paradise free of such things?
Right,
Tech
just for
fits
a
all
goof.
pros and no cons. I don't buy it. Side effects, spill them.
Because if you
Combat mode auto-initiates.
if you have the
threat is
power to create a
present.
universe
There's no way to stop it.
where
Can't
there
find
is
a
no
workaround.
where there are no
And
hardships,
that's it.
then
don't know.
as truly
Only
a
way to determine
benevolent
that'd be through months of testing
you
on a
know,
range
creator,
of subjects.
why wouldn't
There's
you
an
do
ethical
so?
side, too. You could murder someone and
Right?
not remember a thing.
Why not create a paradise if it is within your power? Why do you have to set conditions, essentially set traps,
We
and
get it together.
set the possibility of suffering if
How did
it
you
was
ever
in your
come up
power
with
to
this?
not let it happen?
Learned how the behavioral chip works.
That's what I'm
with
saying.
clouds. Always seemed like they must
The
be pretty
higher
easy to
power
modify.
we're not
Surprised I
interpreting
didn't get the idea the moment we
properly.
walked
God,
into
we're not
Michael's
interpreting
office.
properly.
Count yourself lucky. What with all the cams and mics.
What we have in the Bible are just the
Tiger Claws would
words
sooner
of,
dig those
for me
chips out of the
personally
dolls with
thinking,
screwdrivers than let an
is the
idea
words
like
of
this run
man
its course.
written down. That's not the
All right.
word of God.
Gotta see
Is
it
there
to
some
believe it.
fucked up
Fine,
shit?
Well,
I would hope not.
well, and it's also the reinterpretation. It's like the
Yeah.
chronicling of
Yeah.
God's word. It's
Pulled
not
that
God didn't
sequence
make the
from a kung
Bible.
fu
It's like
training
man
Yeah, man transcribed it.
writ down the stories of
Yeah.
God and his disciples.
Yeah.
So
It's messed up. Yeah, like that Apple thing really is messed up that you brought it up. Like it's why would you need to do that if you're creating and like how almighty to create like, you know, a true paradise.
Gotta admit, not bad.
yeah, because if they wanted it
For
to
the
make more
market, very
sense,
kabuki.
because even the devil
Before we
like
start
is
talking
represented
serious
in
biz, gotta
the story, right? It's like
serious action.
how
You just saw.
how it should have gone
I
is
saw
God
a
create
bunch
to make God even
see
look
a place
better in this story
with an
is it should have been
expert in
like this
causing bodily
oasis,
harm.
right? This like bastion of
I wanna see
paradise.
how
Yeah.
Tommy
And then the devil should have been represented by creating his like by planting his own plant
Right.
Don't
in
mess up my
secret
digs, okay?
and being
I
like,
like
ooh,
it
this is
here."
a plant that God doesn't know about. And it's
Right.
like it's of the and then that could have been like the fruit of knowledge or whatever. And then that could have been a whole story about like not giving in to temptation and you know, into the evil and like
You okay?
True.
I mean, but it would have been very reductionary because now,
See that?
when you think about it, now when you put it into perspective of like
some
the tree of
cardio.
knowledge, eating the fruit and stuff,
Nice
it's like
work.
it's seen as like
Did yourself.
self-awareness
you
and
were to
and knowledge
sell
is
that,
seen as like a negative.
Be
It's
the
a
richest
punishment.
Judy in the NUSA.
Please.
So it's actually kind of when you think about it,
I don't want
they
to turn more people.
they're saying that like being
After this,
inquisitive and
ships
stuff
are
is
getting
actually a
micro-
negative.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
like religion,
Yeah.
and you will be punished for it for eternity.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's true.
probably
It's
settles it.
literally
The
it's
chip
literally
works.
suppressing.
Let's get to it
Yeah.
then. You've got an
Knowledge.
It's like a
Three
lesson in
muscleheads and a
conformity.
That's what I'm saying. I
now?
don't think the creation story is real.
Guards and
I mean,
tiger
it
clubs
isn't
in and
real
around
because
will overpower,
that's not
take
how
down, disarm,
that's not
escort
how
them out.
evidence
Clouds will be
points it
ours.
as.
Boss says we'll give an ultimatum. A cut of the proceeds in exchange for never showing their faces at the club again. And having no say in how the club's managed.
That's what I thought. A half-baked, insane plan. You can't see more than an inch ahead of you. Taking out the security there won't solve anything. Claws will just send more.
Damn you,
Hiromi
Cyberpunk.
Sato's the man you gotta get to.
Hiromi Sato? Who's that?
Cloud's real boss. He rarely shows, but you can't so much as sneeze without him finding out. Claws trust him,
Everyone
respect
made
his
a story in the
opinion.
video game would
He
trigger
is
this
one of them.
about
We
religion.
can try
I
to
know
convince
it,
him,
right?
but it's doubtful. We
No,
stand
but
a
the
better
thing is,
chance
that's
by
the beauty of
injecting him with a dose
Cyberpunk, though.
fear.
That's what I like about this game is because it provokes such thoughts, like stuff that you don't really think of, stuff you don't really consider. Like when you see something happening in this game, that's when you start thinking. Like with that Joshua guy, that's when you start thinking. Right? It's like, oh, is what he's doing good? And then it just keeps going on to these other ideas, right? That's why I like it's
Well,
very
it's
thought.
Well, it's because most people play games to escape that kind of stuff.
I know, but I play it to kind of, you know, I like visiting stuff that I would normally not do on a daily basis, like this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it makes me think further on something that I haven't really spent much time thinking on. And if it leads to an enlightenment of some sort, then all the better, right? Like for me personally, it's good to encounter something that you're uncomfortable with, like to like face it head on, to see if there's something new that you can like discover, something new you can find out. But here's the thing. Okay, what's up, Kai?
Where do we find this Hiromi?
And the next time I stream this game, we're going to be talking about how
floor. It's a
how messed up the
Almost
whole
never steps outside
dolls
the walls.
thing is in
But
this
I'll
game.
figure out a way
Like
to get us
basically
inside.
like prostitutes who basically fulfill every desire of the person, whether physical or otherwise, and then they get their mind wiped after every session. We'll talk about that. Is knowledge great? Yes, but there's a limit. If you know too much, you ruin yourself. True.
This just might work. If we get him in his apartment where he thinks he's completely safe.
True.
Bosses will
But it
understand
depends,
what we're
though.
looking to demonstrate.
Well, see,
Would it-
ultimately,
Liquor
we would have
ain't
been
that
better
skull
off
sponge of yours
if we
after
never
all.
ate the apple.
So how about it?
But then we also would have never existed.
Made up your
Yeah.
minds?
Like, they still would have been like
about it.
living it up in that
Never
little.
wasted anyone.
That's why I think
I'm with
the
you all
advent
the
of
way.
the existence of that apple was that
Don't
he
tell me you're
always knew that
considering this.
eventually we would fail.
Sticking our precious
Yeah.
necks out for a bunch of
Because
whores?
otherwise, why would you even put it in there?
Count me in, Judy.
Like,
I already said I'd help, didn't I?
Thanks, V.
Save the gratitude for later, please. I'll set up the meet with Hiromi and let you know.
For me,
I need a couple.
knowledge is good to
Have
have,
fun. Toodaloo.
but if you find some
hold on.
really
Give us a lift.
dark knowledge out
Only
there,
If you don't talk to me.
it's good to also not act on it.
Coming on.
It's like the whole thing, right, with Jurassic Park.
Scared, V.
Sure, you could, but
Speaking of gratitude,
should you?
stuff I'm asking you to do, well,
Yeah.
usually comes with a price tag, I know.
well, as a
wanna
like
help, I get
collective,
that.
like knowledge is
But
pretty
I'm more
bad
than
because
happy
you
to
don't
pay
want
your
people to
fee in
question.
full. Feels
Like, you want
good,
most of
right?
society just to be, worker bees, right?
I
And, you know,
guess.
well, that's,
Yeah, to
if you want to
not-
be like, if you want to be productive, because if we all start just questioning everything, then eventually we get to the point that we'll all like reach the point of like, oh, this is all
For
pointless.
real? No.
If I keep questioning my own existence and
But,
why I do what I do, really to the
not a
gain of
word.
everybody else but myself, it's like then eventually you just break down. You're like, well, why should I do anything?
V, everything okay?
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, instead of going off your cardinal
V,
needs, which is
you
just
don't
to
look so
survive.
Okay. Okay, I'm better.
Life is so complicated, isn't it?
What the hell, V? You, like, sick?
I wish I was just a dolphin.
Remember the heist Evelyn hired us for? The relic I was gonna club?
Guessing your actions into your account of your knowledge
forget
to
that
see
in a
where
million
you
years.
lie.
Biochip?
True.
Well, long story short, it had Johnny Silverhand's mind on it.
What?
An engram of
People
it that's
upgrade
overriding
themselves
my
in
mind.
Cyberpunk, but they still have
You
their
being
humanity
serious?
here and there.
Really wish I wasn't.
True.
Fuck. Anything at all you can do?
I
One
don't know, all my actions are based on, am I hungry?
It's late.
Or do I want to look
I
at
think it's-
Jailburu?
Crash on my couch.
Jail brew. I think it's just a lot of people are afraid that this is all just meaningless.
sounds great.
Yeah.
As far as like, there's nothing at the end. I think that's what
Don't worry
most
about
people
it.
are afraid of,
Make
is
yourself
that,
at home.
that when we die, we just die.
Right.
Instead of like realizing that,
Oh shit, not good.
maybe taking like reverence in the fact that like there is an end, instead of it just going on forever.
I know, right?
Because what ends up happening is if you truly believe that there is a continuation after death, it probably would like de-incentivize you to appreciate the time that you have now. Because you're like, oh well, I have eternity to experience and stuff.
True.
So it's like,
Yeah, you would
if
think that it
anything,
would
it'd be
make-
better if it'd be probably, yeah, because like there was a movie that came out a while back that explored this idea. I forget what it was called, but basically this guy creates a device that allows you to see somebody in the afterlife So like after they die, you can strap them up to it, and it shows them like in the afterlife.
Okay.
And when the information is like let out to the public, suicide rates like go through the roof.
Ooh.
People just start killing themselves because they're like, oh well, I'm get to go to, you know, paradise, blah blah blah. It's like, why not just go right now? What he ends up finding out later is that these people, they're not you don't actually go to heaven. You go to like a pseudo sense of purgatory where you basically eternally relive a moment that you regret, and you keep reliving it over, correcting the problem. And you end up finding out like that the main guy was actually dead the whole time, and he was like reliving a mistake that he had made, meeting some girl and stuff. And I had to look it up again, but it was an interesting idea. Yeah. So there's no heaven, there's no hell. It's just you kind of live in a mental purgatory.
Oh man. Alright, well, this conversation is all, but I have to get going. Crap. I'm just gonna read what Kai said too. Because humanity's greatest fear of all is the fear of feeling redundant. I like feeling redundant. I like feeling, what do you call this? Inferior. I don't know about you guys, but that leads me to not have to be so stressed. It puts me
Expectations low.
Exactly. Keeps them nice and low.
Did you have to work?
I gotta work, my man. I have to log in. Alright, thank you.
See you later.
Thank you guys. Yeah, see you later, Stoic. See you, Kai. Everybody else, thank you. Take care. Love you guys.
Boo.
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 Hey, see you, man.
Love is for the unknowledged.
Shut up.
For the proletariat.
Bye.
Ooh, we should talk about the socioeconomics of
Bye.